Hello, everybody, and welcome to the IHSA State Class 1A Finals right here at the University of Illinois campus in Champaign-Urbana. We're at the State Farm Center, bringing to you 26 wrestlers will be stepping on the match day, Terry, to wrestle for the state championship.
Can't wait. Can't wait. There's going to be some phenomenal matches today. Phenomenal matches. The one that comes to mind, Mike, is the 170. What a battle.
170, we're going to see Kyle Batorn, the junior from Bishop McNamara, wrestle the senior from Dakota, Carver James. Carver James, of course, looking for his third state championship. Kyle looking for his second.
Exactly, and both of them had moved through the competition this weekend. And Carver James, Illinois recruit, going to University of Illinois next year.
It's going to be a battle for the ages, one that's been talked about all weekend down here. The matchups happen just perfectly right. They're going to meet in the finals, and you're right, it's going to be a fast action-paced, I hope, match that we're going to see between the two.
We've discussed it all weekend long. We're hoping they both open up and give the crowd a show. Who's your pick, Mike?
I think we're going to leave that till later. Our next match that we're going to feature today is our 126-pound match. Brandon Briggs, the senior from Poplar Grove, North Boone, looking for his third state championship. He's going up against a tough competitor out of Dakota, Prentice Walls.
Rematch, sectional rematch from last week, where Prentice Walls got the better of Brandon Briggs, but I would never count Brandon Briggs out. A two-time state champ, one-time runner-up, senior. I wouldn't count him out.
Oh, definitely not. You know, a lot of people were saying a little controversial last weekend with that finals match at Oregon. Anything can happen. We're here underneath the dome, and it's where dreams come true and hearts are broken.
I agree. And last year, Prentice Walls runner-up in state. Hopefully he can punch it through this year and win the state title.
14 championship matches coming your way. We're going to start at 126 pounds and work all the way through. Stay right here. You're in for a great night of wrestling.
The IHSA is achievement, focus, creativity, spirit, champions. The future plays here, the Illinois High School Association.
In Class 1A at 106 pounds, a junior with a record of 42-4 from Coal City, Joey Rivera. His coach, Nick Ulber. His opponent this evening, a freshman with a record of 42-8 from Litchfield, Colin Davidson. His coach, Brian Lee. In Class 1A at 113 pounds, a junior with a record of 39-3 from Dakota, Alec Hensey. His representative, Joel Hensey. His opponent this evening, a freshman with a record of 47-0 from Belleville, Alta, Chase Biddle. His coach, Josh Harper. In Class 1A at 120 pounds, a senior with a record of 47-1 from Coal City, Cody Minnick. His coach, Mark Masters. His opponent, a freshman with a record of 46-8 from Porta, Trey Hill. His coach, Davey Hill. In Class 1A at 126 pounds, a senior with a record of 38-3 from Poplar Grove, North Boone, Brandon Briggs. His coach, Matt Bertoli. His opponent, a senior with a record of 40-6 from Dakota, Prentice Walls. His representative, Pete Brody. In Class 1A at 132 pounds, a sophomore with a record of 36-6 from Dakota, Andrew Wenger. His coach, John Wenger. His opponent, a senior with a record of 44-1 from Coal City, Corey Jerzak. His coach, Nick Juban. In Class 1A at 138 pounds, a senior with a record of 32-10 from Byron, Josh Larson. His coach, Logan Begg. His opponent this evening, a junior with a record of 39-5 from Dakota, Nate Olson. His representative, Scott Olson. In Class 1A at 145 pounds, a senior with a record of 42-2 from Dakota, J.J. Wolf. His representative, Jim Wolf. a record of 46-1 from Chillicothe, Riley Beard. His coach, Matt Russell. In Class 1A at 152 pounds, a junior with a record of 14-3 from Stillman Valley, Kenny Abatua. His representative, Aaron Pearson. His opponent, a junior with a record of 40-4 from Dakota, Greg Krulis. His coach, Vince Albert. In Class 1A at 160 pounds, a senior with a record of 42-0 from Shelbyville, Adam Hudson. His coach, Greg Harkins. His opponent this evening, a junior with a record of 37-6 from Wilmington, Nick Hawkins. His coach, Rob Murphy. In Class 1A at 170 pounds, a senior with a record of 28-0 from Dakota, Carver James. His representative, Tom James. His opponent this evening, a junior with a record of 34-2 from Kankakee, Bishop McNamara, Kyle Materney. His coach, Mike Kimberlin. In Class 1A at 182 pounds, a senior with a record of 41-3 from Byron, Danny Falconer. His representative, Jeff Bilter. His opponent, a senior with a record of 44-1 from El Paso Gridley, Hunter Santamore. His coach, Brady Santamore. In Class 1A at 195 pounds, a senior with a record of 42-5 from Monmouth Roseville, Logan Malizer. His coach, Bob Reedy. His opponent, a junior with a record of 44-3 from St. Joseph Ogden, Wesley Kimber. His coach, Richard Fenner. In Class 1A at 220 pounds, a senior with a record of 37-1 from Chicago Bowen, Braden Peacock. His coach, Ron Wilson. His opponent, a senior with a record of 41-0 from El Paso Gridley, Tristan Reeves. His representative, Darren Hunsinger. And in Class 1A at 285 pounds, a junior with a record of 37-8 from Plano, Tommy Brown. His coach, Joe Camp. His opponent, a junior with a record of 27-3 from Aledo, Mercer County, Quentin Ball. His coach, Jason Clausen.
Performed by Ryan Ganson of Geneseo High School, who has been selected to perform the national anthem at this year's IHSA Individual Wrestling State Final Tournament.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the
And SWAT, a senior from Oak Forest, his opponent, James Kowalski, a junior from Montini.
And on the 3A man,
And here we go,
junior
folks.
From Sandburg, Rudy Yates. His opponent, a senior from Thornwood, Chris Williams. Let's wrestle.
And there's your Let's Wrestle call.
Here we go. Brandon Briggs in the white singlet with green pinstripes. Prentice Walls in the maroon singlet for the Dakota Indians. Briggs will be green on your screen. Walls will be red. Both wrestlers in the middle feeling each other out. Briggs drops down and grabs a sweeping single, comes up with it.
Oh, he's got the head pulled down.
Grabs Wall's head. Can't do anything with it, trying to dump now, but comes around. Wall's doing a great job having that whizzer in.
He does. But this is what I want. This is what I expect to see from the two of them. I expect a wide open, full throttle match.
Go out of bounds. Referee Fulcher takes a look at Brandon's nose, see if there's any blood. Nothing, and now we're back to wrestling.
Kind of feeling each other out here, a little hand fighting going on. Walls knows that Briggs will attack low, so he stays low in his stance. Briggs in on a single leg.
Walls in on a single leg.
Walls in on a single leg. Check that, yes.
Switches up to a double, and he's going to get the 2 at the edge of the mat. They're going to go out of bounds.
As I said in the intro, Mike, Walls has a very good single leg. He just has to get on his offense.
58 seconds into the first period, Walls has the lead 2-0 over Briggs of North Boone. Briggs tries to switch out. Walls follows with him. It's almost close to a locked hands there, but nothing. Briggs up to his feet and gets away. 2-1 with under 50 seconds left to go in this first period.
Almost an intentional escape there. He kind of let him go before he got hit with the stalling. Briggs trying to break through the head and hands defense. In on a single leg on Walls. Walls whizzers. Almost a front 3/4 type of move. Briggs circles out. Gonna move back to the middle. Got a 2-1 score right now in the first period with about 21 seconds left.
Come back to the center. Whistle blows and they're back going here. First period's usually the period where you feel each other out. As Briggs in on a single leg, see if he can do anything with it. 5 seconds on the clock now. That's how this first period is going to end. The first period comes to an end, 2-1 in favor of the senior from Dakota, Prentice Walls. Flip is going to go to Walls. Walls looks over to his coach, and they tell him to go down.
Here we go, second period. Walls leading 2-1 over Brandon Briggs of North Boone. Going to call a, did we call a caution or did we call that on himself?
He called it on himself.
Briggs drops down on the ankle. Trying to collapse that hip. Walls to his feet.
Oh, they step out of bounds and they'll bring it back to the center.
Walls may present a problem for Briggs when he comes up to his feet because he's quite a bit taller than Briggs. Hard to lift him up off the mat and get those feet cleared.
Of course, the crowd noise you hear in the background. There's other matches going on as well. 2A and 3A state championships. This weight class.
There is a reversal for Prentice Walls of Dakota. That was nice. Stood up, hip heist out, and attacked immediately and got the reversal. Just like we teach at Maroon.
So Walls leads 4-1 now, a minute 32 on the clock in the second period.
I don't expect Mr. Briggs to stay too long on the bottom.
I don't either.
I think this match is going to be won or lost on their feet, Mike. I could be wrong. Dakota known.
Dakota's a top team.
Yeah, known for being very tough on top.
Don't want to get on the bottom with Dakota. Walls goes to the left side. Briggs tries to sit out on it. Up to their feet now, and Walls is just going to let him go. Briggs down 2 here. 4-2 with a minute left to go in the second period of this championship match, Class 1A, 126 pounds. Briggs is going to show the referee that he's got some blood coming from his right eye.
I don't think Walls wants to take that stalling. I think if Briggs gets to his feet, Walls is just going to
let him go.
Let him go.
Yep.
He doesn't want to collect the stalling, especially now. We don't want to have that play a part of the match. As they check out, they cut the blood time, which we should be back to action here pretty quick. And we are back in action. Prentice Walls leading 4-2 in the second period. About a minute left in the period. Staying low with Briggs.
Briggs trying to do some single legs. Walls doing a great job sprawling on it. 35 seconds left to go in the second period. Wrestling the edge of the mat. Walls tries to come around. Briggs does a good job defending, getting away from it. Now he drops down himself, but they're going to step out of bounds. Yep.
I'd like to see the officials pull him off the side a little more, make him wrestle in the center.
Yeah. 20 seconds to go here in the second period.
I think Briggs, it appears Briggs is having some trouble with the length of Walls.
Yes.
Having a hard time getting in. That's the end of the second period now with Prentice Walls leading 4-2 from Dakota. Brandon Briggs has got the choice and he's going to choose down. It just looks to me as he's having a little difficulty. Walls has got long arms and he's keeping them at arm's length. And Briggs is having a tough time getting into the, comfortably getting in to get a good shot off.
Third period underway here, 4-2 in favor of Walls. Briggs stands up immediately to his feet. Walls stays with him, and that just lets him go. 4-3, time to go to work for both men. Walls kind of in a football stance. Briggs gets down there with him. Both men tied up now. Walls down to a leg. Walls working the edge of the mat here. Like what you just talked about a couple minutes ago here. I'd like to see the referee keep him in the middle if he can.
This is going to be a common theme with the Dakota wrestlers. They like to ride right on the edge of the mat. It's a common theme.
Referee's going to look at headgear issue with Prentice Walls.
We've got a minute 20 left in the first period. I would expect Briggs to really turn the heat up here now. Trailing 4-3. Walls doing a really good job of staying low and not letting Briggs get underneath.
Correct. I think that's what's killing Briggs' game plan here.
Oh, nice duck under for Walls.
But Briggs catches him, steps over.
Walls doesn't give it up.
No points awarded to anybody.
2
and
points.
now Walls gets 2.
That was a beautiful duck under by Walls. And he's got Briggs in a world of trouble here. He's got a half on Briggs, and Briggs is in trouble. He's in survival mode right here. Prentice Walls goes ahead 6-3 with about 40 seconds left to go. Briggs staves off the half, and Walls now in the driver's seat, Mike. 30 seconds left to go in the period. Briggs needs a quick escape here.
20 seconds left to go. Prentice Walls, the senior from Dakota, is in a good spot right now. 10 seconds now. Looks like Prentice Walls is going to hang on to get his first state championship. So there it is.
Your winner from Dakota by a score of 6-3. That is Prentice Walls. That was a beautiful duck under.
That was. There's a good little scramble there at the end. Good match by both.
I think the stance that he incorporated there really frustrated Briggs. And we're underway. There's our first state champion.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education.
Our next match, we have got Andrew Wenger, a 36-8 sophomore from Dakota, wrestling Corey Jerzik, a 43-1 senior of Coles City. Jerzik has wrestled really well this tournament, and Wenger has as well. Wenger was a sudden victory winner in the semifinals, and Jerzik was an 8-6 winner in the semifinals. And they're at it.
Jerzik
in on an ankle pick.
That was a nice ankle pick.
And these two have wrestled before. I've watched them wrestle at the Princeton Invitational a year ago.
Okay.
Where Jerzik was upset by Wenger.
Correct. That's kind of where everybody got to know the name of Andrew Wenger. It was around Princeton time last year.
There's going to be no feeling out here, Mike.
No.
We've got a stalemate call with Jerzik grinding down on Andrew Wenger, leading 2-0 in the first period with about 1:16 left to go. And Jerzik's just going to release him, let him come to his feet. We've got a 2-1 match. Jerzik in again on a single leg. And there's Wenger trying to do that crazy flip back tilt thing he does. I don't know really what to call it.
Yeah.
It's not something I would show. It's a kind of a feel thing, I guess, for a guy. He tried to do it.
And caught.
Jerzik stuffed it. And he's still hanging on to it.
Still gonna try to do it, yep.
And we're gonna go back to our feet. You know, I had a talk with Pete Alber about that at Princeton.
Okay.
He really wasn't a fan of that.
It's one of those suicide type roles.
It is.
You don't really like to see your wrestlers utilize unless it works.
It's worked for him a few times.
Jerzik in on a nice takedown to extend his lead 4-1 now.
That was a nice takedown, blasted right through. And he returns Wenger to the mat. In goes the leg. We've got 20 seconds left. I would expect Jerzik's going to ride him out here now. This just saps the energy right out of you.
Oh yeah.
Your body's stretched out, your abdomen's stretched out, and all the air goes right out of you. That's the end of the period.
4-1 in favor of Jerzik of Coles City. Flip is going to go towards him. Looks over to his coach. They defer. Wenger looks over to his coach, Pete Alber, and they're going to go down. Start the second period.
Two very impressive takedowns by Jerzik that first period. In goes the leg again.
Wenger stands up. Yep.
Jerzik drops down on the single with Wenger with the whizzer.
Wenger trying to come around for a front headlock. Jerzik doing a good job hanging onto his leg.
Here we've got a potentially dangerous. That knee is kind of twisted out.
Minute 30 on the clock in the second period here.
Jerzik's got a cradle locked up.
Yes, he does.
Count the back points. Jerzik has got Wenger tied up on his back now.
Referee Jason Sally down looking. He's already got the 3.
I don't think he's going to pin him here. As you can see, Wenger's arm is free. The right arm is free.
Correct.
I don't think he's going to pin him here, but he's got his 3-point near fall. He's going to have to adjust himself a little bit to get those shoulders pushed down, and there he's adjusting now. He's walking it out. And there's your three-point near fall. And Jerzak puts his leg right back in. That was a nice cradle, Mike. You could almost see that Foreman up here where we're sitting. He just stood right up, and you could almost see Jerzak
just the arms wrapped
reach right on around. We've got a stalemate now.
They call stalemate or do they call stalling?
Stalemate.
Stalemate, okay. 7-1 in favor. Corey Jerzak, the senior, 43 wins, 1 loss.
Electrician to man 2, please.
He looks like he's locking that cradle up again. Wenger reaches around for a headlock. Jerzak, I don't really think he's in any danger here. He's got a lockdown on the single leg. And that's where we're going to end the second period. Corey Jerzak, Coal City leading Andrew Wenger 7-1. I believe it's going to be Jerzak's choice, and he's going to go down.
Jerzak's 1 loss on his record this year is to the junior from Belleville-Althoff, Jared Brunigal, who Jerzak defeated in the semifinals last night to get to the finals here.
8-6, wasn't it?
Correct.
It was a good match.
Brunigal finished in 3rd place in this weight class.
Place winners should be in the awards area.
Potentially dangerous on the leg there.
126-pound place winners should be in the awards area at this time.
If I were coaching Jerzak here, I'd probably be urging him to get off the bottom. Don't sit down there and take the abuse, because Dakota will turn you if you lay on the bottom.
Absolutely, yep. We just talked about that's what they're good for.
There's your stalling call.
Jason Sally holds up his right arm with a green wristband indicating a stalling.
I can't argue with that call at all.
No. Potentially dangerous called on the arm there.
They try to run a scarf, but what they'll do is they'll grab your wrist and they'll push against your arm and pull your arm out at a really weird angle. There's a caution on the bottom. See, this is changing the whole dynamic of this match right now.
Absolutely.
I would be urging Jerzak to really get to work here. There we go. There's our escape. Jerzak 8, Andrew Wenger 1. Locked up ear to ear. Jerzak backs off. Takes a nice shot.
Wenger sprawls back hard on it. Jerzak just kind of on his knees. And almost
the gator roll from the front headlock.
Still has a front headlock, but the referee stalemates it. Dakota Nation doesn't like that.
I don't think I would have liked that. Let's give him a little time to work on that.
State finals.
And your 3A champion.
He's not hanging out there. He's working stuff. Back in on a front headlock.
Austin O'Connor.
Another stalemate. 14 seconds left to go in the third period with Corey Jerzak comfortably in the lead, 8-1. Little slide by attempt. Oh, we've got a stalling call on Jerzak. 1 point for stalling and 2 points for takedown.
It's not going to be enough, though.
And your winner,
your 132-pound Class 1A state champion, the senior from Coal City, finishes up his senior in a backflip. His senior record with a 44-1 record, Corey Jerzak. Congratulations to that young man.
It was an impressive match.
From the gridiron to the hardwood, on the links or on the track, on the diamond or on the ice. Go to prepfilms.com. It's easy. You can order your DVD online. At prepfilms.com, you make the memories. We'll make them last forever.
39-5 from Dakota, Nate Olson.
Here we go. On mat 1, we've got great story, Josh Larson, a 32-10 senior who all of a sudden, in the middle of the sectionals, came to life.
Right.
I've never seen this kid wrestle so well in his life, and I've known him since he was a little guy.
We were talking about that earlier in the tournament, Terry. He's just out of nowhere.
Oh my God!
I love it. This is the kind of things I like down here. Anything can and always will happen.
I hope he attacks Olson like he has everybody else in the tournament. These two are very familiar with one another. Josh has incredibly long arms, and he loves going low single,
which we see here.
These two have wrestled a couple of times, and I don't believe it's ever gone in Larson's favor. I don't think so. But Larson's beaten a whole lot of kids here in the last week and a half that he has not beaten before.
This is true. Nate Olson, the junior from Dakota, record of 38-5 coming into this match.
I'm a little partial, a little biased on this one, Mike.
Our broadcast partner, Terry, was an assistant coach for the Byron Tigers, now coaching their kids club program. Olson has a single on Larson here from Byron. Larson in the gold singlet with the tiger on the back. Dakota, of course. Get used to seeing their singlets here tonight. They are in the maroon singlet.
This is their third participant in the finals in a row. As Olson tries to come out the back door, and he does have two. Nate Olson leading 2-0. Olson locking up his chicken wing.
Comes around and grabs the shoulder. Now puts in a half.
And he is inching that half in deep.
Referee for this match, Don McKeel. Keeping a close watch on that to make sure it doesn't become potentially. 5 seconds left to go. And that's how this first period's going to end. 2-0 in favor of Olson from Dakota.
And Olson's going to get his choice. He's going to go down immediately. Josh Larson covering. Congratulations. Olson to his feet immediately. Larson returns him to the mat.
Olson up on his feet. Larson brings him back down.
Yes, we kind of meander back to the middle there, Mike. There's a caution on Olson of Dakota. Larson likes to ride the arm a little bit. He does also like that chicken wing.
The wing, yep.
Yes. Trying to split the legs. Returns Olson back to the mat. I think the closer we keep this match, the better off Larson is in this particular situation.
I would agree. Olson trying to kick away. Larson doing a good job hanging on and brings him back down and climbs back up. Trying to get him flat. Olson comes back up to his feet now. 1 minute left to go in this second period.
And there's
drops down and grabs a single, but Olson grabs
there's
a
no
leg.
change.
There will be no change.
There's no change. Olson is still down. They're conferring. No change.
I absolutely agree. I don't know why we would have to talk about that.
I don't think we would have to talk about that, but if I'm Pete Alber, I'm telling Olson, hey, let's get our one. You were out.
Right.
He drops in and goes right off the mat. We've got Larson doing a real good job here on top. There's our escape.
Yep, now he gets the escape. So 3-0 now with 37 seconds left to go in the second period. Senior from Dakota leads.
I expect to see Larson from Byron stay low. Look for that low single. You can tell they're familiar because I think Olson's got the same thought as he stays low also.
Right. Olson's a junior. I'm not sure if I've said senior, but he is a junior from Dakota.
There's Larson trying to duck under. Kind of caught a little bit. There's two.
It's a takedown.
Takedown by Larson.
As time expires in the second period.
And he's got it.
Yep.
He's done it all weekend that way. Two takedown. Now he's on bottom.
This is going to be his choice.
I would really like to see Josh explode here off the bottom. Let's tie this match up and let's win it on our feet or lose it on our feet. I don't want to see him hang out on the bottom a whole lot here. Olson's a dangerous guy. That's the second caution on Olson.
Second caution on Olson, yep.
Olson is a dangerous guy when he's on top. He's got a really good chicken run.
Dakota wrestler?
Yeah.
With a good chicken wing? Unheard of.
Olson leading in the third period, 3-2. Larson comes to his feet. Olson drops down on an ankle. Nice smack to the chops by Olson. Wake him up a little bit.
Minute 30 left in this match. It is 3-2.
And we're off the mat. I think the fresh start probably is not a bad idea. Olson leading 3-2 in the third. Minute and a half left. Olson working that left arm over right into the chicken wing.
So far, Olson doing a decent job on top. Not much for Larson to do down there as all the weight's being pushed down on Larson. Now he comes up to his knees. 55 seconds left to go.
Olson right into that chicken wing now.
Drop that down tight.
And he's got the hand hooked up, and he's looking for back points, and he's going to get them. I got to tell you, Olson's dangerously close to pinning himself there.
He was.
But he's got his 3 points secured, but he still has
that wing.
Still has the wing locked up. Got about 15 seconds left to go in the period.
And your Class 3A champion at 138 pounds, Shane Oster.
Breaks the hold, so 3 points are awarded. 6-2, and I think that's one. That's the score. That's how we're going to finish with this one. It is.
Nate Olson, you're 138-pound state champion from Dakota, 6-2 over Josh Larson of Byron.
And he's a junior, Terry. He'll be back next year.
1A state champion from Dakota,
Good match.
Nate Olson.
The IHSA is competition, teamwork, integrity, determination, triumph. The future plays here, the Illinois High School Association.
pounds, a senior.
Here we go with the 145-pound Class 1A state championships. We're going to see a senior looking for his third state championship from Dakota with a record of 42-2. J.J. Wolf wrestling against a senior from Illinois Valley Central out of Chillicothe with a record of 45-1, Riley Beard.
And his one was to J.J. Wolf.
Correct, at the Princeton.
Yes, there's 2 points for J.J. Wolf.
Place winners at 138 pounds.
Wolf, of course, heading to Eastern Michigan. Wow, he's got a cradle locked up on Beard. This match may be over quick.
He transitions from move to move. Very nice.
Just like his teammate from last year, Josh Elber, I believe Wolf is college ready at this point. Five to nothing, just 30 seconds into this match.
And you've got potentially dangerous. J.J. Wolf jumps on a 5-0 lead real quick over Riley Beard of IVC.
J.J. Wolf wearing the red ankle band, maroon singlet
with the flag on the back.
Yep. It's a GEI designed singlet. Of course, thank them for sponsoring our rankings from Illinois Matmen.
J.J. Wolf looking for more back points, trying to tilt. Riley Beard's got a leg in. And he's got the arm rolled underneath in a armbar. J.J. Wolf, like all Dakota wrestlers, not something you really want to do is hang out underneath.
Nope, not at all.
It turns into a real bad situation when you hang out underneath. There's stalemate. 22 seconds left to go in the first period. No change. Wolf leading 5-0. Beard really showing no signs of coming off the bottom.
Not really, he just kind of
balls up, grabs an arm, and hangs on, looks like.
Wolf throws a leg in, actually. Yep, has the leg in, locked it up.
Trying to turn the hips, pull the head around.
Trying to Turk it.
And there's the end of your period. Wolf is going to go down. He gets his choice. No defer on their part.
They've done that in all their matches tonight.
I'm a firm believer in that. I'm not a fan of deferring. You have to score whether it's the third period or the second period.
True.
I'd rather do it when my wrestler's a little fresher.
I agree.
I'm a firm believer in not deferring.
Wolf gets an escape, so he goes up 6-0, grabbing his eye. Might have gotten poked when they were trying to scramble out.
Now leading 6-0 with a little break here in the second period. Maybe lost the contact, got poked in the eye. Not sure if he wears contacts. And we're cutting it injury time and we're back to action.
Beard grabs the hands of Wolf.
Beard is a fan of Greco, so I think if he's in on a shot. Got his head caught between Wolf's legs. Want him to push that thigh away and pop his head out here. Try to hook a leg. You see Beard trying to work his head out to the outside here. Wolf sprawling. There's your 2 points for Beard takedown. Wolf immediately goes back to his feet, trying to get his escape, and he's got it. 7-2 now.
Minute left to go. Minute left to go here in the second period. The 145-pound championship match.
Beard going to the 2-on-1. And we're off the mat. 48 seconds left to go in the second period. These are your number 1 and 2 ranked wrestlers in the state.
According to the GEI Illinois Matmen rankings.
course, Wolf ranked #1. Riley Beard making his way back to single A this year.
Yep, IVC's been in 2A.
I can't recall, was he a place winner last year in 2A? I'm not really quite sure.
Gonna step out of bounds. 19 seconds on the clock. They'll bring it back to the center to start. On their feet, 7-2 in favor of Wolf. Will be Beard's choice for the third period. They look over to his coach, and they're gonna go neutral.
That's probably the safe bet, as Wolf had his way with him in the first period when he was riding. Beard really didn't mount much of an attack to get off the bottom. I'd sure like him to be a little busier here. Beard is very capable of throwing. And Wolf leading now 9-2. Nice takedown. Snap down, go behind. Nothing fancy. Snap the head down and go behind. Beard closing the doors, won't let that leg come in. There it is now. He's got the leg in and he's stretching him out. Wolf going to work in his normal signature workman-like fashion, grinding out Riley Beard on the bottom. Beard not really showing any signs. He's got his elbows flared out, his head's down, and there's your stalling call on Beard on the bottom. I agree with that call. Really not mounting much of an attack to A, present himself, and B, to work to better his position. Of course, Wolf has a lot to do with that.
Correct, yeah. Just under 30 seconds now to go in this championship match at 145.
Wolf pretty dominating here, Mike. Pretty dominating in this match. There's your 1 point for Wolf for stalling. Now leading 10-2. He's got the leg in again. Elbow in the back of the head, grinding Beard out. And that's going to be your final. J.J. Wolf, senior, from Dakota, your state champion, 10-2.
So J.J. Wolf finishes his career, well, his individual career, I should say. Dakota's still alive in the team with a 43-2 record. So congratulations to that young man, three-time state champion.
Just a reminder, kids who participate in high school activities tend to go a little farther than those who don't. Take part. Get set for life.
Here we go with the 152-pound Class 1A state championship match. We are going to have a junior from Stillman Valley with a 14-3 record, Kenny Abatua, going up against another junior with a 39-4 record from Dakota, Greg Krulis.
I'm a little partial here. Kenny Abatua is also a ex-Extreme boy.
Extreme Wrestling Club, IKWF.
And a great kid.
Absolutely.
I would expect a real wide open match here. Kenny is an explosive wrestler on his feet when he gets on his offense. When they're in the sectionals, he didn't get on his offense and was picked apart by Crulis,
Right.
for lack of better words. Now the regionals were a different story. It was a close match where Crulis won, but Kenny opened up and got in on his offense a little bit. It was a closer match. So the key here will be for Kenny to get on his offense here, and kind of on cue, Crulis scores on the edge of the mat, now leading 2-0. Crulis, like every Dakota wrestler, he gets on top and he will grind you.
Right. Do have to make a correction from our last championship match. J.J. Wolf, well, that was his second championship, not his third. Apologize for that.
Hey, he's multiple state champ.
That's right.
Not many people can say that.
Not a lot. Unless you're from Dakota.
Crulis looks like he's got a cradle locked up. Trying to go hip to hip with Kenny Abatua and take him back. And he's going to get it. They're counting back points. Crulis is a long 152-pounder. There's a big contrast in body shapes.
Right, Abatua is kind of, short, stocky, and very muscular in the legs, and Crulis, he's just tall.
Tall, long arms.
Correct.
Would expect him to be a cradler, to be quite honest with you. Again, anytime you lay on the bottom with Dakota, they are gonna grind you. Got the leg in, stretching you out, working the arms, working your head.
10 seconds left to go here in the first period. It's a 5-0 lead for Greg Crulis of Dakota.
Crulis, last year's runner-up at 145. Lost in the finals to Jake Snow.
From Sterling Newman. Of course, and we'll talk about it here in a second.
That's going to end the first period with Greg Crulis of Dakota leading 5-0 over Kenny Abatua. Dakota's choice, and they go down.
We just mentioned Jake Snow, Sterling Newman. Of course, we haven't really talked about it at all this weekend, but the story there is the streak.
It's ended.
It's broke. Done.
Not only broke, state champion streak, no state qualifiers.
No state qualifiers. Kind of a rebuilding year for Coach Steve Davis and the Comets. I don't expect it to be too long of a rebuilding process. You may see some names back here next year.
There's 1 point escape for Crulis. I really didn't expect them to spend a whole lot of time on the mat.
Not on the mat, no.
I'd get a little busier if I was Kenny down 6-0 here. You can see that Crulis has been well schooled. He's staying very low, trying to defend that shot that Kenny has. Crulis has an underhook. In on an underhook again is Crulis. Trying to get head position.
Go out of bounds with 39 seconds left to go.
As I said in the first match with Dakota, they have a tendency to back up to that out of bounds line. Crulis in on a shot. Abatua defends. Reshot. Crulis down blocks. And Crulis is on the edge of the mat.
Step out. Ken Watkins, the referee.
Kenny in on a single leg. Crulis has a whizzer. Kenny trying to work his way around. Abatua trying to work his way around. Why did we stop that so quick?
We ran out of time.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, I was kind of hoping they weren't calling that a stalemate.
No.
We got a 6-0 lead for Crulis going into the third period, where Abatua chooses neutral. Kenny Abatua needs to get on his offense here. He's down 6-0. He needs to get on his offense.
For some reason, I mean, I'm sure it's because of Crulis, but Kenny's wrestling a little bit different match than we're used to seeing here in this tournament.
Yeah, he was really explosive in his earlier matches. And again, on the edge of the mat, out after Kenny Abatua shoots in. I got to give credit to Crulis, though. He jumped right on him to start the match off with. Turned him with a cradle.
Right.
You know, he's thrown this ball into Abatua's court and said, here, time you either play catch up or we're going to be finished up here. His defense, he's defending the shots real well, staying low. I'd like to see the official get him to circle in a little bit more. There's your stalling on Crulis.
Under a minute now left to go in this championship match at 152 pounds.
Crulis in on a single leg, and he's going to score. Nice shot by Crulis. Excellent answer back for a stalling. It's nice that when he got called for stalling, he went right on the attack and finishes a nice single leg. Now leading 8-1 and is in the driver's seat.
8-0 is the score.
8-0.
Yep.
Correct.
35 seconds left to go here. Both of these guys are juniors. So we'll see him back again next year.
Crulis is tough on top. There's just no other way to put it. There's no space to even breathe. Got some questions being asked at the table. Not quite sure.
We're working on the computer. A little bit different this year for the state tournament. They're doing everything via the computer. Everything's done via track wrestling. There's no paperwork done at the table. So everything is automatically fed to the head table and updated right away.
I think that's tremendous until you have a situation like this. It really disrupts the flow.
Correct. We saw it earlier in the tournament. There was a match that was stopped for probably 6-7 minutes because they had to exchange a computer. That's when I made the comment, at what point do you just grab a piece of paper, a pencil, and a stopwatch and go?
I agree with you, Mike.
And your Class 3A champion,
Let's have our contingency.
152 pounds, from Oak Garden Forest, Walter White.
Getting ready to resume here. Here we go. We've got 17 seconds left to go in the third period with Crulis comfortably in the lead, 8-0, and on top. That long frame, he just has a real good job, does a real good job. Drops right in on that single.
Abatua trying his desperation moves, but a little too late for that. Your 152-pound class 1A state champion is the junior from Dakota. Finishes this season with a 40-4 record. Greg Crulis. Congratulations to that young man. Great tournament for Kenny Abatua from Stillman Valley. Like I mentioned, they're both juniors. They'll both be back next year.
Can't wait.
At this time, please direct your attention.
The IHSA is leadership, intensity, dreams, artistry, passion. The future plays here, the Illinois High School Association.
here we go with a Class 1A 160-pound state championship match. We are going to see the senior that is perfect up to this point with a 42-0 record, Adam Hudson from Shelbyville, wrestling a junior from Wilmington with a 36-6 record, Nick Hawkins. And Hawkins will be in the purple singlet, red ankle bands. Hudson from Shelbyville in the gray and purplish singlet and the green ankle bands.
Mike, is that a new Wilmington singlet or an old one? I don't think I've ever seen that.
I've never seen that either, so. Always like the state tournament. Kids bring out the throwbacks or a new singlet.
This is Wilmington's only combatant in the finals.
Hudson grabs a leg. Trying to do something with it. Picks it up, scoops it down.
Still scrambling.
Now he gets the two.
Nice change off to the double there. Grabs the ankles as they go out of bounds. Hudson has Hawkins flat on his belly, working that arm, trying to pull it out to his back. Traps it with his knee, trying to put it to his back. Hawkins working his way up.
Just under 45 seconds.
Hudson's doing a real good job here. If you notice when he's on top, he's driving down and forward, which is what we try to teach the kids. Down and forward.
Correct. Yep.
Keep the weight on their hands. And he's doing a great job with that. Hawkins is really having a hard time even building base. I don't think he's stalling. I just don't think he can get up with the down pressure. You notice Hudson not spending a lot of time on his knees. Just
definitely keeping all the way forward, like you mentioned, but yeah, not on his knees at all.
We've got about 10 seconds left to go in the first period.
Hawkins stands up, but Hudson takes him right back down. First period comes to an end, 2-0 in favor of the senior from Shelbyville.
Boy, he was dominating top position there, Mike. Hawkins didn't spend a whole lot of time other than on his belly.
He's going to choose down to start the second period. Hawkins covers.
Right to his feet is Hudson. Hawkins drops down into the legs. Returns him to the mat. And there's your escape. Adam Hudson leading 3-0 in the second period. I noticed this about Hawkins earlier in the day. Very herky-jerky on his feet. In and out, in and out, in and out. A lot of feints. Real fast. Hudson, near side cradle, trying to lock it up. In on a double, secures the takedown. Nothing flashy there.
Nope. Nice little double, and down you go. 5-0 is a score in favor of Hudson. Got to the finals by defeating Logan Winter of Clinton in the semifinals by a 5-1 decision.
Hudson is what I guess I would consider a real blue-collar type of wrestler. I'd really like the kids to watch this. No flash, no throws, no craziness.
Basic wrestling.
All 152-pound place winners.
Got it, grinding him out. Double legs.
152-pound place winners should be in the awards area at this time.
Grinding him out. I hope my son's sitting up in the stands watching this.
Yep. I will point this match out to my sons when we're watching it on the broadcast on Comcast TV.
Very, very little wasted motion. he just really stays in good position and works. Not coming out of position with all the feints that he's being fed. You know, working the head, switching off to the doubles when he gets underneath. Hands in front, defending himself, doing a real good job. Now leading 5-1 going into the third period is Adam Hudson.
He's stalling now on Hudson.
Not quite sure about that one, Mike.
Nope.
And to say the least, it was 10 seconds into the period.
True.
And there's your 2 points. What did he do? Pushed the head down and came around.
What happened? Oh, we got some blood, I think.
Nothing fancy. Just pushed the head down and kind of worked our way around.
Gonna be blood on Hudson.
Hawkins, a junior from Wilmington, is going to have to mount a pretty good attack here. Not surprising to see that Adam Hudson is 42-0 after watching this match. Just a grinder.
He is, and you know, it's been the theme so far is his just basic style of wrestling. And we both like it. I don't want to show you your age, but you're pretty old school type of wrestling.
Absolutely. I'm like everybody else sitting here. I like to see the throws. I like to see the oohs and the ahs. But I really enjoy watching a young man who does the basics and does them well. That wins matches, folks.
Correct.
This is the state finals.
Yep.
Again, forward pressure, driving him onto his hands, and he's got him flattened out again. Pulling the arm under, rolling the wrist. Really doing a good job here is Adam Hudson from Shelbyville. Now, dare I say, Mike, that's college ready.
Yeah.
Very, very dominant fashion of wrestling here. Not flashy, just dominant. Grinds him out, drives him forward, does everything textbook so far.
45 seconds left to go in this championship match. We're at 160.
You know, Hawkins is an explosive wrestler. I've seen him wrestle a couple times today. And over the weekend, he's really not had a chance to mount much of an attack here at all. We're winding down now. 25 seconds left to go in the third period. As we go off the mat, we're going to get a fresh start. Hudson's coach is pointing to the clock saying, let's not get crazy here.
Right. 20 seconds left to go.
Hawkins comes up. Hudson drops down onto a single. Comes up between the legs, and I think we're going to have this match end. Your winner and state champion from Shelbyville, the 43-0 senior, Adam Hudson. Winner, 7-1.
From Shelbyville, Adam Hudson.
This isn't Madison Square Garden. These drills probably won't make anyone a #1 draft pick. But these players are practicing for something important. While they work on their jump shots, they're also learning teamwork, discipline, self-confidence, how to deal with wins and losses. Skills that will make them winners long after they leave the court. Support high school activities in your community, because when kids take part, they get set for life.
Here we go with our Class 1A 170-pound state championship match. Terry, we've circled this one on our bracket books this weekend. it finally happened. They both got to the finals like but everybody expected them to. This, I believe, is our highlight match of the evening.
I'm excited. I can't wait to watch this match. Two very offensive and explosive wrestlers. I hope they open up and let it fly.
A senior with a 28-0 record from Dakota looking for his third state championship, Carver James, and the junior from Kankakee Bishop McNamara with a 33-2 record looking for his second state championship, Kyle Batorni.
All 160-pound place winners, please report to the awards area.
Batorn in on the leg. Pulling. Carver James has got the Wizard key locked out on the single. I expect we'll probably see a stalemate here. Both of these young men. Oh, and there you have it, 8 takedown. Oh, they're not. Are they going to give it to him?
They got to give it to him.
That was 2. There you go, 2 takedown for Carver James. Carver James. Both these young men are incredibly strong.
Yes.
And fast.
We're going to have some blood timeout for Carver James.
Takes an early lead in the first period, 2-0, Carver James.
There's been a lot of referees getting together and discussing points this weekend, and I'm not a big fan.
I think it disrupts the flow of the match. I like the fact they get the call right.
Yes.
I agree with that.
Absolutely.
But I think some of it's...
I mean, that's the whole point of having the assistant referee there, is another set of eyes, but some of it at times seems ridiculous. Like, I don't want to say that one was ridiculous, but that was obvious. They were in bounds. He had control.
I would agree.
Then they rolled out of bounds. So nothing against Mike Herkus. He's a great referee.
Batorn up to his feet as they go out of bounds. Batorn is an absolute bundle of energy. He just moves and moves and moves. I don't think I've ever seen him take a backward step.
All of his matches up to this point have been falls in the first period.
And dominating falls.
Very much so.
He just has tossed guys around this weekend.
Yep. Carver James, no slouch though. His first match was a fall, then a tech fall, and then a tech fall to get into the finals.
He's tough. We know, you know what you have with Carver James.
Absolutely.
He's gonna hammer you. He's gonna wear you out, and he is gonna keep coming.
Carver will be wrestling right here next year on the campus of Champaign.
Carver James got a late start to the season this year. Was out for better than half the season with a knee injury. He's got a chicken wing in on Batorn. And he's going to turn him. He's going to turn him, Mike. Here we go. Carver James, back points.
So he gets 3.
Now leading 5-0 with 5 seconds left to go in the first period.
That's how the first period is going to come to an end.
And Batorn's going to get his choice. They're deferring, and Carver James is choosing down. Batorn is awfully tough with tilts himself on top. It's going to be interesting to see how we work this. James right to his feet, hand control, peeling it off, and he's got his escape. Textbook stand-up. James in on a 2-on-1. You know, James likes to slide by right into his single. You can see not backing up an inch. In on a reshot. Batorn comes up with underhook, pulls him up. James with that whizzer down hard at the edge of the mat. And we're going to go off, and we're going to start again.
Yep.
Shot followed by a reshot. And we're going to have a little more blood time. Batorn looks frustrated.
I don't think he's used to this.
Well, Carver James isn't your normal opponent. He's a pretty tough hombre. taking an opportunity to look at our GEI Matman rankings on this, and right on point, #1 and #2 in the state. Carver James, your top-ranked wrestler, and Batorn, your #2 wrestler. I think we're going to stop that blood up altogether. We've got some tape now out, got the cut covered. Let's get back to action. Back on our feet. Minute 20 left to go in the second period.
Back to action here. Second period, 1:15 left to go.
Carver James, underhook, attempts an ankle pick. Batorn tries to swing his way back underneath, can't seem to figure out the head and hands defense. Batorn looking for a throw, in on an over-under, pummeling in. And there's a headlock, no points, off the mat. I don't think you want to get into a throwing contest here.
No, I don't think so. Carver is undefeated at this point.
In on a duck under, right into a single leg.
Yep, see if he can do anything with it.
He's coming around, trying to collect the other ankle. He's got it. There's 2 points takedown. Carver James goes ahead, 8-0. Batorn going to that face to lace, and he's got a reversal. Comes out the back door. Oh, and gives.
Nice little crossface action.
Oh, and there's another one. 2 vicious chops across the chops, Carver James. James leading 8-2. James back to his feet. Batorn trying to return him to the mat, and he does. End of the period. Carver James, 8-2. Batorn's choice.
He's going to choose down. Batorn's 2 losses are coming from the wrestler that leads on the 3A match right now, Riley DeMoss of Marmion. Lost to him 1-0 and then 3-2. Just shows you that Batorn is on the level with the rest of the wrestlers here.
Oh, he's powerful. He's a powerful wrestler. James has a chicken wing locked up. Not sure I would have went with the strategy of going down here, Mike.
No.
I think Batorn could have some success on his feet. Not only because he's good on his feet, but you have to question James's gas tank a little bit. And you get him on top, and James is going to grind you.
That's been the theme for our Dakota matches tonight. That's what they do. Once they get on top, you're in trouble.
He's got that chicken wing locked up. We've got a stalling call on the bottom man. I don't know about that stalling call. What's he to do?
No.
He's got a chicken wing locked up. He's just trying to fight, stay off his back. I mean, he's certainly not going to roll over and put himself to his back. He's doing what he can to fight the chicken wing off.
Now he bases up. Carver chops the arm down, brings him back down.
Carver pulling that chicken wing back in. This has been a 1:30 of pretty vicious riding here. He's got that chicken wing locked up, and he's trying to run him over. Batorn's posture really isn't that of one that's got a lot of confidence down here on the bottom.
No.
Head down, not doing a whole lot of moving, and he's going to go back over to his back, and we're going to get more back points. James racking up more back points.
He's going to get 2.
And he's going to get 2.
Your Class 1A 170-pound champion for the 3rd time.
Major decision, 10-2. Carver James, senior from Dakota. Good match. Very good match.
From the gridiron to the hardwood, on the links or on the track, on the diamond or on the ice. Go to prepfilms.com. It's easy. You can order your DVD online. At prepfilms.com, you make the memories. We'll make them last forever.
I'm here with Carver James, the newly crowned 170-pound Class A champ from Dakota. Carver, this is your third title. Tell us how you just keep doing it over and over and over again.
Just don't settle. That's my motto. Why I have 2 state championships when you get up 3. I wanted to prove that I'm the best wrestler in the Class 1A, and I think I accomplished my goal tonight.
Well, you just completed an undefeated season. I got your coach here. Step in here, Coach, the Hall of Famer. Coach, you just keep cranking them out at Dakota. What's your secret over there?
First and foremost, Jesus Christ is our secret. He's our leader. And it's just the community. It's hard work. It's the parents. It's all parenting and great coaching and great student body. I'll tell you, it's a great community to be in.
Carver, you just wrestled your last official high school match. However, it's not your last match on this mat. What's it feel like, your University of Illinois signee, to win your last match on your future floor?
It's a great feeling. When I in the recruiting process, I'm figuring out where I want to go. Actually, when I was 10 years old, I came down here for the first time to watch this tournament, and I said to myself, there's no other place in the world that I want to wrestle for the rest of my life. And when I came on my visits, I just fell in love. It's home. It's where I belong, and I know what Coach Mark Perry, Coach Heffernan, we're going to do big things down here. So.
Carver James, dreams do come true, right?
Yes, sir.
You are a 3-time state champ, Class A, Dakota, on the top of the podium tonight. Congratulations, Carver.
Thank you. Thank you.
We are going to have a senior from Byron with a 41-3 record, Danny Falconer, wrestling a senior from El Paso Gridley with a 43-1 record, Hunter St. Amor.
I'm excited about this one, Mike, and I'm going to tell you why. Danny is an athlete.
Yep.
And hasn't been ranked basically all year long. As you can see with our GEI Matman rankings, he's ranked 11th going after the regionals. Danny has wrestled very well through the sectionals, regionals, and now into the state finals here. It's going to be a fun match. Danny's a wonderful kid, good wrestler. It's going to be a fun match to watch.
It's one of those not really supposed to be here type of things, but here he is in the finals.
In on his shot, though, is Hunter St. Amor. And he secures the takedown, leading 2-0 in the first period. Making their way into the finals today with St. Amor winning 5-3 in the semis, and Faulkner winning in a overtime match to get into the semis. Right now, St. Amor punishing Faulkner on the bottom, and we have a potentially dangerous situation. 40 seconds left to go in the first. St. Amor leading 2-0.
St. Amor's only loss came to Lucas Duckett of Shelbyville early in the season. Falconer comes in with 3 losses.
And there you go. There's a reversal for Danny Faulkner at the end of the period. The move that will drive a coach crazy. Points at the end of the period. Ties it up 2-2.
Be Byron's choice. They defer to Santa Moore.
Danny likes to run that wrist series and run some tilts. Tough on top, chops the arm under. He's going to want to get that wrist under. He likes to run that near wrist tilt series.
Santa Moore trying to come around with a switch. Falconer does a great job.
I like the way Danny kind of dropped down in between there and kept his hips turned down into the legs. Tried to teach our little guys, once they turn their hips for you, stay in the legs. Don't let them come back around.
Correct.
They're doing all your work for you. Danny again, trying to roll that wrist under.
Minute 10 left to go here in the second period of this championship match. All knotted up at 2.
Danny riding tough here. Faulkner of Byron in their championship gold singlets with the tiger on the side. I know you're going to kind of chuckle with this one, Mike. Oh, wrist and a half. Byron kid running a wrist and a half. I think they fall out of bed doing a wrist and a half.
Probably, yeah. They go out of bounds, come back to the middle. No change, they'll start the same.
40 seconds left to go in the second period here. A tie match, 2-2.
170-pound race winners should be in the awards area.
Danny chopping that arm. There's his attempt at that tilt. Sometimes gets a little loose with his hips on those tilts. Looks like he's trying to lock up a cradle on one side with the leg in on the other.
15 seconds, so far doing a good job hanging on to it.
Now you just want him to kind of hang on to this. Don't give up any points here. And I think we're gonna see that. 2-minute ride out for Danny Faulkner. We've got a 2-2 match with Faulkner's choice. Third period coming up. He's going to select down. Santa Moore secured the first takedown in the first period with Faulkner reversing him. Now we go into the third period. I guess I would have liked to see a little more explosion off the bottom there. Neither guy doing a whole lot here.
Now he comes out.
Looks like he's squaring up, and we're going to get our escape. Danny Faulkner leading in the third period, 3-2. Got a minute 20 left to go in the third period. Santa Moore did get that takedown in the first period on a single leg. It was a really nice shot.
They've reached the minute mark here in this match. Left to go.
Oh, Santa Moore in on a single again. Faulkner whizzing down. No
2 yet.
Faulkner
nice
spins
job.
around, comes back around, sprawling tough. Santa Moore coming up. I think we're going to get a stalemate here
Might get that, yeah.
in a second or two. Chris Camp refereeing this match. That was a nice scramble.
30 seconds now.
Let's get them back on their feet here. Let's get them back on their feet.
Faulkner.
Flattening him out. There's your 2, Danny Faulkner. 2 takedown, now leading 5-2 with 17 seconds left to go. And St. Moore down on his belly, not really responding to that. I think we're going to have our state champion, Byron. Danny Faulkner, senior, your state champion at 182. Good match, real good match.
Well, congratulations to him. Like we talked about at the beginning of the match, one of those guys that not expected to be here.
Overlooked.
And he just won a state championship against an undefeated wrestler.
And there's our tunnel run, Mike.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education.
We are going to have a senior with a 41-5 record from Monmouth Roseville, Logan Malizer. He'll be wrestling a junior with a 44-3 record from St. Joseph Ogden, Wesley Kibler. Kibler will be in the white singlet with the red ankle bands. Malizer will be in the navy blue singlet with the green ankle bands.
I had to celebrate a little bit on that one, Mike. Happy for that young man. You've got a 41-5 senior, Logan Malizer. Yep. And a 44-3 junior, Kibler of St. Joe's Ogden. Kibler in on a single leg. Still in on a single leg. Switches off to a double. Covers the hips, and we're gonna, well, we got that face to lace. It's always different. It's always interesting watching big guys do that.
Right.
And he's got him turned on his back. We're gonna get two. Didn't count any back points there.
Nope.
According to our rankings, Kibler is 3rd ranked and Malizer 5th ranked.
Yep.
Got a leg in, grinding him out a little bit. A lot of pressure coming down here.
Final 10 seconds of the first period of this match. We're going to stop it for a stalemate situation.
That's going to be the end of the first period with Kibler leading 2-0. Kibler chooses down to start the second period. Malizer getting ready to cover. There we go. We got a caution called on Malizer from Monmouth. That was called by the assistant referee.
Yep.
I don't think I've ever seen that. Interesting. Malizer throws a leg in, lifting up on that other side, trying to turn the hips. That, what we'd like to say, spread eagle. Pulling up on that leg.
Tilt him. Didn't get anywhere with it, though.
Riding tough, though. Got that leg in. Trying to split those legs. It's almost like a spladle type of move.
Yep.
Not quite a spladle, but kind of a spladle type of move. And we're going to have a stalemate. Got a minute 20 left to go in the second period. Kibler back down.
All 182-pound place winners should be in the awards area. All 182-pound place winners
slides off the top.
Catches the arm.
In
He's
world
getting back.
trouble now.
Yep, he might get a fall out of this.
Kibler got his reversal, racking up some back points. That looked kind of funky, just kind of slid right off the top.
Caught him though, right in the right spot. I say it's been a while since I believe St. Joe Ogden has had a state champion.
It's been a few years. Kibler goes in the lead now, 6-0 in the second period. About 40 seconds left to go.
Located right down the road here from us in Champaign. He catches him again on his back. That's really tight. Plenty of time too. He's got 28 seconds on the clock. Eliza trying to roll through.
Now into a headlock. Trying to roll through, and he does.
Roll through, gets 3 back points, 2 reversal. May look for some back points of his own now. 9-2 is the score in favor of Wesley Kibler, the junior from St. Joe.
Wow.
Second period's going to come to an end with that score, 9-2.
Got to hand it to Melizer. Rolls through, he was in a world of hurt there. He's going to choose down Melizer from Monmouth, trailing 9-2 in the third period.
Be a caution against Kibler.
That was called by the referee.
Yep.
The infamous pudge roll. Kibler caught it. No points. Adjusted Wells got the half in and is collecting back points. Boy, he's tough with the legs, isn't he? Got Melizer on his back again. Deep half. Trying to turn him. And Melizer staves off. Only gives up 2 points. Kibler goes ahead in the third period, 11-2, with about a minute 20 left.
Has the arm now. See if he can do anything with it with 1 minute on the clock in this championship match.
Has the chicken wing in, Mike. Starting to run it a little bit, plant that ear in, trying to run him over the top. And he's got him turned again. But Kibler's tough on top.
He is getting more back points now. Kibler has Melizer turned.
About 20 seconds left to go in the first or third period.
That's how this is going to end.
Going to get a couple more back points, it looks like, though. And there's your...
3 more. 14-2 is the final. Your 195-pound Class 1A state champion improves his record to 45-3 from St. Joseph Ogden, Wesley Kibler.
Impressive on top, Mike. Scored a lot of back points.
The IHSA is motivation, effort, innovation, emotion, community. The future plays here, the Illinois High School Association.
Here we go with your Class A 220-pound state finals. Brandon Peacock, a senior from Chicago Bowen, 36-1. Wrestling a senior from El Paso, undefeated, Tristan Reeves, 41-0. Michael.
This should be an interesting match. Our GEI Illinois Matmen rankings has Reeves ranked 4th, Peacock ranked 5th.
Peacock knocking off the #1 ranked Ross Sylvie in the semis. It was a good match. Nice duck under by Peacock into a single leg. On the edge, comes up with the single. He's got 2.
Yes, he does.
That's a nice single leg. Ducked in right into the single leg. Brandon Peacock of Bowen takes the lead. Reeves gets his escape.
Both men on their feet working the center of the circle.
Ooh, not good. Peacock backs out of there. That wasn't looking good for him with that underhook with his head shut down. That's a throw waiting to happen. As they come off the mat with Peacock leading 2-1 with 55 seconds left to go in the first period. Hand fighting going on here right in the center of the mat, which is where I like to see it go on.
Absolutely. They go out of bounds with 28 seconds left to go in the first period. Score still the same, 2-1.
Reeves really working that head, pushing that head down. Got a caution on Peacock. You see Reeves really working the head, Mike. Going to pay dividends, hopefully, in the third period for him.
It may.
They both had really battles.
Yep, that really wears you out there.
Nice defense by Peacock. Reeves looked like he was in on a nice high crotch and was defended well by Peacock. That's going to run out the first period with Peacock leading 2-1. Reeves chooses down. And Peacock's not even going to mess around. Reeves going to put him back on his feet.
Yep.
Got a tie score now, 2-2. Probably not a bad idea.
Peacock comes in with a heavy hand. Snaps Peacock. Excuse me, not Peacock. Reeves comes in with a heavy hand, snaps Peacock's head down.
Again, hand fighting right there in the center of the mat. You know, I think Peacock should just go ahead and shoot here. He's really got some nice hand fakes.
Right.
It looks like he's got the lane to shoot. He's just not pulling that trigger.
Front headlock now down to the mat.
Oh, ankle pick. Almost a dresser dump.
Yep. Takes
Reeves.
Did they give him the? Yep, they gave him the 2.
No, they didn't. They wiped it off. Reeves recovered well because he was in a world of trouble there. Again, Reeves going right to the head. Nice duck under by Peacock into that single leg again. Same technique he used to secure the first takedown. Reeves defending it now, sprawling. Stepping around, hooking that ankle. There's 2 for Reeves. Boy, Peacock was in the driver's seat there, Mike. Reeves now leading 4-2 in the second period. Peacock trying to get his escape. Not quite sure it's a takedown.
No. I don't think so.
I think Peacock's saying the same thing to his coaches. He had the ankle hook, but I don't think he ever had his hands behind the arms. Peacock gets his escape. Back on his feet, 20 seconds left to go. Leading 4-3, Tristan Reeves of El Paso. You can see the snapping on the head now. If you notice, when they disengage, Peacock's standing a little bit straighter now.
True.
Not staying quite so low as he was in that first period and a half. That's gonna wind up our second period with Tristan Reeves leading 4-3. Peacock selects down. Reeves slides down on the single leg.
Gonna have stalling.
He dropped the single leg and he gets called for stalling.
I don't know. I think it's because they were both up on their feet still.
All deadlocked now at 4s with 1:30 left to go. Peacock drops back in on a single, defended, now in a front headlock. Reeves drops in on the near side. No takedown yet. Peacock fights it off. Nice job. Reeves again working on the heads, comes in on a single.
All tied up at 4.
He's got Peacock standing just a little taller.
Peacock actually goes down to the mat now.
We have injury time on.
They're going to. Referee Tom Futris called stalling.
On what?
On Peacock.
Right now?
Yes, because he wasn't coming back to the middle of the circle. And after that, that's when Peacock went down to the mat. I've seen that happen before.
Wow.
You've got to make an attempt to come back to the circle. And that's when Futris said, come on back, and he was still standing there. Then he held up the stalling. That's when he went down to the mat.
Both of them now have a stalling warning on them. 4-4 with 1 minute left to go in the third period. In on a single leg, drops in his Peacock. Reeves fights it off, got him in a front headlock now. Looks like he's gonna throw him by, but Peacock got into that underhook. He's got a body lock on him. And I've seen Peacock throw, he can throw. I don't know how much he's got in the gas tank left.
And your Class 3A champion at 220 pounds.
You notice they disengaged again. He's standing just a little higher now.
.37 seconds.
Could we have our first overtime match?
We could. The way this has been going for the past 35 seconds or so, it may.
Reeves in on an underhook. Reeves, now they're in both in under overhooks. Reeves goes back up, starts pushing the head back down. There's no 2 there.
No.
We're off the mat, no 2. That's a good call. No takedown on that.
And your Class 2A champion at 220 pounds.
I think if I was Peacock, I'd go back to that duck under. You gotta have that go-to move now.
From Crystal Lake Central, Romeo McKnight.
And that's the way we're gonna finish up regulation. 4-4. Put 1 minute on the clock, folks. Into our sudden victory overtime period.
Overtime on mat 1.
Our first overtime, Mike.
Get to work with it. Both men start on their feet. First point scored will win. They both have been warned for stalling. Keep that in your back pocket.
They were kind of crazy stalling, so it's not because they weren't moving.
Right.
The action's always been there. It's not as though they were standing still. In on a shot. Wow. He just called stalling. Is that stalling he just called?
I don't know. I mean, that's the stalling call, but
evidently not. You know, I've been around wrestling a long time, Mike. I'm having a hard time reading some of this stuff.
Yeah. 15 seconds left to go in the first overtime period. As we say that, Reeves comes down with a
fought off well by Peacock. Reeves comes around, tries to secure that single leg. Fought off well by Peacock. We're winding down the first overtime period, still tied 4-4, going into our 2 alternating 30-second periods.
Continuous wrestling. It'll be Red's choice. Reeves is going to choose down. Start the first 30 seconds.
Boy, Peacock looks tired. Reeves working his way back up to his feet. Peacock keeping that pressure forward. Hangs down on the leg.
See if he can get out. 3 seconds. He's going to step away.
And there it is. Second period, right out by Peacock. He's going to go down now. 30 seconds left to go. Peacock down, still tied, 4-4. And he's got an escape. Hope he realizes he's got to continue to wrestle
Keep
here.
wrestling. He almost did a little celebration jump there. Reeves trying to tie a throw here.
He doesn't need a throw. He just needs to take it.
All right.
We've got 5 seconds left to go.
5 seconds.
Reeves in on a shot, and there's your state champion, Brandon Peacock, Chicago Bowen. Winner, 5-4.
Improves his record to 37-1. Out of nowhere, the Peacock fan club just ended up behind us.
Brandon Peacock.
From the gridiron to the hardwood, on the links or on the track, on the diamond or on the ice. Go to prepfilms.com. It's easy. You can order your DVD online. At prepfilms.com, you make the memories. We'll make them last forever.
I'm here with Brandon Peacock, Bowen Boilermakers at the top of the podium. Brandon, this is your first trip to the state tournament, and you're a state champ. Talk about the journey to get here.
It's just like a lot of hard work since last year. I didn't make it last year. I was putting in work this year. I knew I wanted to be at the top of the podium. I had to put the work in.
What exactly did you do different from last year that you didn't do?
Last year, I just kept my calm during matches. I was a hot head last year. That's got me kicked out of the state tournament, state series, whatever. I just kept my cool, condition a lot better than I did last year. Just working hard with my Sosa boys.
Now, it looked like you were a little tired out there. Both guys look a little tired. And, you know, and then you go into overtime. And then you go to double overtime. Talk about your conditioning at that point of the match.
At that point in time, just remember all the sprints we did in the hallways. That I just had to grind it out. I knew I could ride them out. I knew I could stand up. I was confident going to the overtime. That's all my conditioning just finally kicked in. Second gear.
Now, you got the escape when you needed it. You know, is that something that you work on all the time, getting off the bottom?
Yeah, getting off the bottom. That's why I coach preach, like, you got to have an escape off the bottom. That's how I work on this whole year, my stand-up, and it worked.
Now, it's been a couple years, you know, Bowen with a state champion. You know, you want to send a shout out to that state champion?
Yeah, I don't know his name, but good job. Shout out to you, man.
Well, here you have it. Chicago Public League, Bowen, Brandon Peacock at the top of the podium, 220 pounds. Brandon, you are an Illinois high school state champion. Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you.
Here we go with the Class 1A 285-pound state championship match. we're going to have a junior with a 37-8 record from Plano, Tommy Brown, going up against another junior from Mercer County with a 26-3 record, Quentin Ball.
Mike, there could be some fireworks in this match. I've seen both of these guys throwing some guys around today. And I think they're familiar with one another.
Yes.
10 down, 4 to go. As we started, folks, at 126, they drew the weights for the state finals.
I like this better than what they did last year.
Was that when they jumped around all over?
Last year we were all over the place.
I would agree with you. Ball in on an underhook. Pushing in on Brown. Never a good thing to do, pushing on a heavyweight. Ball of Mercer County.
Younger brother of Ethan Ball,
who now is a assistant coach at Cole College.
Right. With another fellow Mercer County alum.
Clayton Rush.
Alito, actually.
Clayton Rush.
He was Alito at that time.
I think Ethan Ball started with Alito, and that's when they did the transition to Mercer County.
Yes.
But we digress. Let's get back to action here, where we have a lot of hand fighting going on in the center of the mat. We've got about 30 seconds left to go in the period. No score on the 1A mat between Quentin Ball of Mercer County and Tommy Brown of Plano. Seems like a lot of filing around.
Yes.
There's your takedown.
I think they were out of bounds.
Referees are conferring. 3 seconds left to go in the first period. That's 2. Takedown. Quentin Ball. 3 seconds left to go in the period.
Ball now trying to suck back.
And that's the end of the period. Ball leads 2-0 at the end of the first period. Quentin Ball selects down to start the second period. Gets to his feet. Brown drops it on a leg and returns him to the mat. Back up on his feet. Brown trying to get the leg again, and he won't get to it this time, and we've got an escape for Ball, leading 3-0. Oh, and he comes in hard on a single leg. They're going to give it to him. No, they're not going to give it to him. Ball leading 3-0 in the second period with 1:38 left to go.
Mercer County's coach wanted to talk to the ref about it, but they just went back to action.
Judgment call.
Yep.
Or as I like to say, might as well save your breath. Quentin Ball again on that underhook collar tie. And he's got his head pushed down. Kind of dives in, and Brown's got a headlock and slips out Quentin Ball. There's 2 and a 1 escape. Not sure about the 2 takedowns.
I don't think Ball realized they were still wrestling.
Ball leading now, 5-1 after that exchange. We've got about a minute left to go in the second period. Not sure he ever had control of that to begin with.
No.
Got that underhook again with that collar tie. Ball does. Pushing into Brown. Here we go. Probably going to try to pack that head down again. Ball is of Brown from Plano. That's a warning stalling on Brown from Plano. Not a lot to argue with on that call. Backing off quite a bit.
Right.
Nice to see that Brown now is leaning in a little more, coming at him. Tommy Brown was a 220 last year, if I'm not mistaken.
He kind of looks like he would be.
Going into the third period now, Quinton Ball leading 5-1. Tommy Brown chooses bottom. I don't expect he'll be down there very long. Or it could be. He did suck him back, right to his back. This is trouble, Mike. As you know, there it is, your pin. Winner by fall, junior Quinton Ball improves to 27-3 from Mercer County.
4 minutes and 13 seconds will be that time on that fall. Congratulations, young man. As a junior, you're a state champ.
The IHSA is success. Teamwork. Overcoming adversity. Dedication. Tradition. The future plays here, the Illinois High School Association.
We are going to have a junior from Coal City with a 42-4 record, Joey Rivera, going up against a freshman with a 41-8 record from Litchfield, Colin Davidson.
And on the 3-day mat, a junior from Sandburg, Louis Hayes.
And the match is underway.
Sophomore from Plainfield East, Michael McGee.
Sorry about that, Mike.
It's okay. Rivera in the white singlet with the green trim. He'll be the green.
We've got a freshman, Davidson from Litchfield.
There's a lot of them. He's a cousin to Coy and the other one. Can't think of his name right now. 2-point takedown for Joey Rivera, Coal City.
In on a nice single leg there, finished it up nicely. Rivera, long 106-pounder. Oh, that's not a good spot to be in if you're. He's got that deep half. Comes around and rolls that wrist under. He's got a deep half there. Rivera is a really long 6-pounder.
Yes, he is.
He's just punishing him now with that half.
Oh.
He's got him turned. Davidson rolls through there and comes out on top. We're tied now, 2-2 on mat 1. Nice recovery by Davidson. Davidson applying some down pressure here, trying to work that arm down. Trying to work a tilt. He's got him. Got him turned. We've got some points being counted. Rivera turned over in a ball and chain tilt. And Rivera,
now he's going to get himself in trouble here.
Davidson hung on to that just a little longer than he should have.
Still got it though.
Recovers well. Goes out in front 5-2 with 14 seconds left to go in the first period. He's trying to run it again. Elbow in the back. He's going to turn again. That's the end of the period, Mike, with Colin Davidson, freshman from Litchfield, leading at 5-2. Rivera gets his choice and defers. Davidson is going to choose down.
All 280
Jansen on a single leg here.
Looks like he's trying to hit a spladle.
Right.
Davidson is doing exactly what you need to do here is lay flat, get long. And he balls up. He could be in trouble here, Mike.
Let go of the leg.
He's got the spladle.
Let go of the leg.
That is the match in a spladle. Winner, Joey Rivera. Winner, Junior from Cole City. Davidson balled right up for him.
Yes, he did. I'm up here coaching. I let go of the leg. That's how you let that go. But hey, Rivera did a great job there, locking it up, getting a fall. Comes in 2 minutes and 33 seconds. Joey Rivera, your state champ.
From the gridiron to the hardwood, on the links or on the track, on the diamond or on the ice. Go to prepfilms.com. It's easy. You can order your DVD online. At prepfilms.com, you make the memories. We'll make them last forever.
Here we go with the Class 1A 113-pound state championship match. We're going to have a junior with a 39-3 record from Dakota, Alec Henze, going up against an undefeated freshman from Althoff Catholic out of Belleville, Chase Biddle.
46-0, Mike. That's impressive.
As a freshman.
That's impressive.
Especially down in that area of the state. Althoff, you're down by St. Louis area, wrestling all those bigger teams.
This actually stacks up to be a pretty good final,
right?
Contrast in body. Biddle, a tall 113-pounder. Alec Henze, a short, stocky 13-pounder in already on a takedown, leading 2-0. And I can tell you, I've seen Henze wrestle a lot. When he gets on top, he is gonna pound you. Doesn't do a lot, but he is gonna pound you on top.
Right, we saw that last weekend at the Oregon sectional. His match is there.
Wow, stalling already called on Biddle from Althoff. That was quick. Let's get the sweat going before we start that.
Yeah.
There's Biddle coming around on a, look like a switch, but Henze rights the ship. Locked hands on Henze. That's a mental error.
It is.
He's in, he comes around in a double, never giving up control. So it's the right call, but that's a mental error on Henze's part. The score is now 2-1 in favor of Alec Henze of Dakota. Biddle once again going for that switch, and Henze stops the move and has him flattened out again. I tell you, if I'm Biddle, I'm not going to hang out there. You got a stalling call on him in about 20 seconds.
You got to move. 2-1 is the score, though, in favor of Henze.
I mean, Henze's not coming off the hips, though. He's not really giving him a chance. But, that was a really quick call. It's almost as the referees want to dictate the pace of this match. As you can see, Mike, Henze's really not coming off the hips much. We've got 20 seconds left to go in the first period with Henze hammering on top, leading 2-1. Alec Henze, your #1 ranked wrestler, and Chase Biddle, your #4 ranked wrestler on the GEI Illinois Mat Man rankings.
I mentioned earlier, Biddle undefeated.
Your first period winding down to a close with Henze leading 2-1. And he's going to have his choice, Biddle, and he's going to defer, and Henze's going down. Hensey's explosive off the bottom. He's not going to sit there very long. And there he goes. Up to his feet. And he's got his escape. Hensey secures his escape, now leading 3-1 in the second period early on. Here's his, he's gonna shuck him by. This is his front headlock throw by. Biddle looks like he's done his homework. Grabbing onto that elbow, not letting that happen. Now he comes back around and grabs that ankle. Trying to get his head in the hole. And he secures his takedown. Now leading 5-1 is Alec Hensey of Dakota.
Up by 4 with 1:15 left to go in the second period.
And not where you want to be if you're Biddle on bottom here. You just got rode in the first period, pretty much the entire period. Again, I stated in the first period, Mike, he's not going to do a ton on top, but he's going to grind you.
That is exactly what Dakota is known for, as we've talked about plenty of times tonight. .40 left to go in the second period.
Still a little baffled by that stalling call in the first period.
Right at the front, yeah. Within the first 20 seconds.
You know, I got to tell you, I'm going to be a whole lot more baffled if he calls it again.
Yeah. As they go out of bounds.
We got 26 seconds left to go in the second period with Hensey. You know, it's 5-1, not completely out of reach, but I got to tell you, he's dominating the match. Biddle hasn't mounted any sort of
caution against Biddle.
He hasn't mounted any sort of offense here. He's getting hammered.
Both wrestlers just kind of laying there. If that's a stalemate situation or a stalling on top.
Well, I know if I was sitting in Altoff's chair, what I'd be hollering.
Right, exactly. There it is.
There's your. He called the stalling on the bottom guy again.
On the bottom?
Point, Hensey.
Okay. Terry, that's why we're up here in the broadcasting booth. Biddle comes around on a single of Hensey. Trying to find it. Now he just comes around. He gets a takedown to widen the lead. 8-1 now.
I got to tell you, Mike, I'm just a little baffled by that.
(8-1) with 1.5 minutes left to go in this championship match. Locked hands called by the assistant ref.
That's the second locked hands on Hensey. Now the score is 8-2 with about 1:20 left to go in the period. As they go off the mat here. 1 minute left to go in the third period with Hensey in a commanding 8-2 lead. Hensey of Dakota. Biddle tries to come up. Hensey's got that arm pinned down to his side. I got to tell you, if I'm Hensey, I'm not switching my thought process. He's not being made to come off the hips. He's got 2 stalling calls on his opponent. I'd stay right where I was at and continue to ride him. Don't get crazy.
Final 35 seconds of this championship match.
Here we go. We've got 30 seconds left to go in the match with Alec Hensey leading 8-2 in the third period from Dakota. And again, working that arm over is Alex Henze, and I think we're probably going to finish up on mat 3. Your champion from Dakota by the score of 8-2, Alex Henze, Jr. finishes his junior year with a 40-3 record from Dakota.
Your 1A champion at 113 pounds from Dakota, Alex Henze.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education.
Here we go with our last championship match of the evening. It's the 120-pound Class 1A state championship. We're going to have a senior from Coal City with a 47-1 record, a returning state champion from Coal City, Cody Minnick. He'll be wrestling a freshman from Petersburg, Porta with a 45-8 record, Trey Hill.
I'll tell you, Mike, this is probably, in my opinion, in single A, probably one of the most solid wrestlers in single A, Cody Minnick.
Cody Minnick's been pretty solid for the past couple of years. Of course, like we just mentioned, won the state championship last year. Year before that, he was the runner-up.
And wrestled most of that match in Cuckoo Land after he got dropped on his head.
Yep, correct.
Cody Minnick is just so solid on everything. His feet, top, bottom, never gets out of position. He just has he's gone ahead now 2-1 in the first period. In on a single leg. Comes up out the back.
Place winners, please report to the awards area.
Working his way around as Hill tries to go down deep on the laces. Minnick secures another takedown, now leading 4-1 over Trey Hill from Petersburg, Porta. Another escape for Trey Hill. Minnick leads 4-2 in the first period. Got an underhook. Pulls the head down. Right into a single leg. And there's 2 points takedown. 30 seconds left to go in the first period. Cody Minnick leading 6-2. Almost appears to be on cruise control, doesn't it?
Pretty much just dominating very well.
Hand fights well, bangs the head well. In general, just makes the guy pretty uncomfortable. He's going to ride him out for the rest of the period, take it into the second period. Cody Minnick leading 6-2 into the second period. Trey Hill, it's his choice. He's going to choose down. Not a bad choice because Minnick will probably let him go.
Right.
He's going to go optional start. Cody Minnick is. And he does. He releases Trey Hill. You know what? I don't understand that. In the simple fact is you're going to release him. Just
let him go.
choose up.
Yep.
You know, just say I'm going to release him. Let's start on our feet. In on a shot is Trey Hill. Minnick fights it off. Kind of having a hard time seeing the match here, Mike.
Hild, of course, the younger brother of Stormy Hild from Porta.
And the new state champion at 2A,
Place winner.
120 pounds,
The team out of Petersburg.
Oliver from Washington.
And there's 2. Now leading 8-3 is Cody Minnick from Coal City. I think Cody Minnick started out the year ranked number 1 at 126, and when he dropped to 120, he was ranked number 1 at 120.
Yep, correct.
Rightfully so.
All 113-pound place winners, you should be in the awards area. All
Trey Hill coming around.
113-pound place winners,
Cody
you
Minnick
should be in the awards
readjusts
area.
back up in the saddle with his leg in. Leading 8-3. Riding a little high here, Mike.
He is, but he's kind of lengthy, so
got the boots crossed in the back there with the leg in.
Arms might be, he's got one underhook.
There's a reversal from Trey Hill. Score moves to 8-5 for Trey, in favor of Cody Minnick from Coal City. He just got a little high on that.
Yeah, he did. 20 seconds left to go in the second period here. This championship match. Final championship match of the evening.
Minnick gets up to his feet, trying for his escape. Hill drops down on a foot. And that's the way we're going to finish the second period, with Minnick leading 8-5. A little closer than I thought it was going to be come the third period.
It is. Minnick's choice. He's going to choose down.
Minnick works up to his feet. There's your escape. Now leading 9-5 in the third period is Cody Minnick. Hill shoots in. As they go off the mat, Cody Minnick leading 9-5 with 1:26 left on the clock in the third period. Hilled in on a double leg. That's a takedown. Blast double by Trey Hill tightens the matchup 9-7 with 1:10 left to go in the period. I think somebody forgot to tell Trey Hill he was wrestling Cody Minnick here.
Exactly.
Cody Minnick is hurt. Injury time on mat 1. That was an impressive shot. Nice blast double by Trey Hill, freshman from Petersburg, Florida.
And I mentioned Friday night, or maybe it was Thursday night, in his first round match. After he got his hand raised, he winced a little bit.
You did say that. Now that you say it, I do remember you saying that.
There's a pre-existing injury coming into this.
And that's what they seem to be looking at, is his shoulder. We're cutting injury time now. We're resuming action with Trey Hill trailing Cody Minnick 9-7 with 1:07 left to go in the period. Trey Hill releases Minnick. Minnick now leading 10-7. In on a single leg. Let's call a stalemate here. Let's get them back on their feet. Minnick coming up between the legs. Hill drops down, grabs the foot from behind. Minnick's got 2. Now leading 12-7.
Okay, I think we have enough.
24 seconds left to go in the period. Cody Minnick leading 12-7. Looks high again, though. That's where he got in trouble last time. 15 seconds left to go in the period.
Now we're going to have second injury time for Hild.
He did have that shoulder pulled up pretty tight.
Yep.
We have overtime on the 3A man. Overtime on the 3A man.
Resume action now. We've got 16 seconds left to go in the third period of the single A 120-pound match. Cody Minnick leading. Escape by Trey Hill. Tightens the matchup. 12-8. Takes a shot. We've got 5 seconds left to go in the match. Game effort by Trey Hill.
Very much so, as a freshman.
And there's your champion, two-time state champ, Cody Minnick from Coal City. Winner, 12-8. Improves his record to 48-1 on the year.
Cody Minnick.
Mike, what do you think?
Well, we've crowned 14 state champions tonight, and every single one of those matches has been exciting. I thought it was a great state tournament.
From the gridiron to the hardwood, on the links or on the track, on the diamond or on the ice. Go to prepfilms.com. It's easy. You can order your DVD online. At prepfilms.com, you make the memories. We'll make them last forever.
Mike, I got to tell you, enjoyed myself. Spent the weekend, you and I did, announcing a whole lot of matches. Not disappointed in any of the matches that we had in the finals here. We had our call on what we thought were going to be the matches of the night, and they didn't disappoint.
No, not at all. It was a fun tournament. A lot of great wrestling as always down here. I mean, that's why they wrestle to get down here, and once they get down here, anything can happen. And that's what I always say, it always does happen.
Exactly.
Because, we saw, for instance, this last match, a freshman, Trey Hill from Porta. No one expected him to be in the finals tonight, and there he is as an 8th grade champion last year in IKWF, and makes the transition very well in the high school. And that can be said for a lot of freshmen that we saw out there today. Very impressed with the wrestling, the coaching. We will be back for the 1A dual team down in Bloomington. For Terry Glaudel, I'm Mike Vest. Good night, everybody.